All right, guys. So, our next guest coming up, we had a little bit of a technical issue that we didn't realize until after we'd finished. So, what happens is that Lumby and I decided to partner up and do this interview together, but there was a little bit of a technical challenge. You're able to hear my voice, but I'm not on the screen. So, we just wanted to come, we kind of did this after the interview, and that you'll be hearing my voice, but you won't see my face. So I figured would come on real quick and piece it all together. So the next person that you guys are getting ready to see is dun dun dun, Mr. Phiri. Mr. Phiri, that's right. And there were bits in our interview that we had learned about him after we'd finished that we just kind of wanted to talk about really briefly because we didn't capture them while the recording session was going on. So Lumby, what are some of the things that you learned about Mr. Phiri that the whole class will be fascinated to hear about?
Well, one thing I know that everybody will be fascinated about is that he went to the UN. Well, he taught at the UN in New York. He said how interesting it was for him to teach there. It was very different from when he taught us in Zambia. He's talked about the comparison, which is quite interesting actually. I mean, I don't know what you thought, but he mentioned the fact that we were more disciplined children, so to speak.
He did.
As in we were very we wanted to learn. Those are the words he used. We wanted to learn. Whereas compared to where he was at the UN, it was more like more of children saying, like, why did my mom send me here? So it was a bit of a contrast. So I find that quite interesting. So I know, what were your thoughts?
Well, the other really interesting aspect, and I actually challenged him at the end. I said, you know what, you really need to write a book about this, because if most of you recall that Mr. Phiri wore his hair in dreads, right, and he locked his hair. And in Zambia, with the cultural upbringing, and sometimes parents can be strict. Come to find out, I didn't know this, but Mr. Phiri's dad was a diplomat. We didn't ask which country, but anyway, that's okay. His dad was a diplomat, and here he is. Mr. Phiri was the firstborn in his family, and he's the oldest of 4 daughters. So can you imagine, as Zambian parents, 3 daughters, excuse me, I stand corrected. Lumbe 4, 2 overseas and 2 in Zambia. That's 4. There were 5 kids.
2 in Zambia, 1 in England.
You know what? We'll argue about this later on. So, guys, you see, here we go. Okay, so, but basically, those were so many impactful things, and now he just lives a quiet life. And get ready, enjoy it. But please excuse the fact that you won't see my face, but now you do. Smile, and you guys get blessed. Lumbe, anything to add?
Question. What are you up to now? What are you doing now? Because we have the class of 1992 watching you now, and we just wanted to know what you do now. Where are
well, as you know, I'm in the Lehigh Valley in the state of Pennsylvania, well retired now. So I spend quite a bit of time up in the Poconos doing some fishing and cooking out on the wildfire. So it reminds me a bit of home.
Wow.
How cool is that? Wow. Nature.
Yes.
Then catch us up. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm saying, that's where my little cabin is, where I spend quite a lot of time in the summer. So you might not see me for a while.
Excellent, excellent. So are you there with your family? Give us the whole scoop of where you are. Do you have grandchildren at this point enjoying you with nature? Are you...
Yeah, you remember the twins and Dr. Gilligan? She's still teaching. They're up in Massachusetts, up in Cape Cod.
Oh, wow.
So I do spend quite a bit of time with the twins. Remember I had the twins? Yeah. Joseph is a bit still taking his time, but Vikacha did give me a granddaughter.
Oh.
Yeah. And
well, how old are they now? They must be big people now.
They are. I mean, my granddaughter's about to be 1. They'll be 37 this year. So,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
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 Wow. When did you leave then? When did you leave Zambia?
actually, I left Zambia about 20 years ago
Wow.
because I'm looking at how long I've been here, and when I left Zambia, if you remember, I went to teach at the UN in New York. So I
Oh,
lived in New York for 5 years before I moved uh, up to Pennsylvania. So I've been
oh,
here about 25 years now. So
wow. You ever go
yeah,
back to Zambia?
yeah, I've been back here several times. In fact, I came back to the UN and I was a guest teacher for a day.
Wow.
I think you had left by then. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it has been a while since I've been. I would say about 12 years now. So
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
So, with that being said, let's flash back to your time at ISL. During your time, was there ever an instance, a situation where you just thought, you know what, this is it, I'm done teaching, I am over this, this is not for me, nope, I'm just done? Did that ever happen to you?
your generation, you paid attention and kind of respected your teachers. So really, that 12-year period was one of my best years of teaching.
Oh,
Yeah, the UN was a bit of a challenge. They were very spoiled, unlike you guys in Zambia. You wanted to learn. They at the UN, why did mom send me to this place? So, yeah, so, but they were really good students and as diverse as ISL was. But
Oh, wow. Wow.
yeah, because they had the IB curriculum, not the ECIS. So I had to adjust very quickly to the IB diploma teaching
oh,
and
wow,
curriculum. Yeah.
wow.
That's the international baccalaureate. You should know that.
Oh, yes, of course.
Was there any students that you remember from our year at all? Or is there any students you remember from our year? Maybe if I give you a
you know,
flashback of the name, they'll probably come to your memory, like Vincent Fry, maybe
yes, you.
George Tolle.
You see, my memory, I'm getting old. My memory is kind of fading, but the faces and the voice are very hard to forget, you know. Yeah, but no, I certainly remember that year too. Um,
Yeah,
and the years following that. So, yeah,
yeah.
but you guys, you were like my first
Oh,
graduating class, so that was very unique in itself,
oh.
It was.
Yeah, I'll never forget the functions we'd have at the hotel. That's when you kind of opened up and with that social interaction outside the school. Yeah, those memories I'll never forget.
It's
And
amazing. A lot.
some of the senior boys, they'll buy me a morsey here and there. So those guys.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of the students do remember you. They remember you fondly. They really do. So they'll be so happy to see you after so many.
No,
It's been 29 years, Mr. Perry.
yeah, you have made my. I don't know. This is priceless.
oh,
When you get a feedback and then yeah, you can't put a price on that. That's how you have made me feel. And
Oh.
I would like to thank each and every one.
Oh.
And
One thing.
I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Thank you.
One thing we
That's
did not.
what,
Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue.
that's the gratitude that I think only teaching you find that. Maybe other profession, but I don't know. But this is so rewarding. It's hard to express it in words.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing
Yeah.
that I didn't get a chance to share with you was that we actually have a WhatsApp chat group. So all of us are chatting about all our old memories. And somebody said, "You guys remember Mr. Phiri?" And everybody's like, yeah, history and this and that, and Mr. Phiri this and Mr. Phiri that. So we remember you so fondly. But if I were to ask you, what message would you like the class of 1992 to hear from you, so that we could have your words? And we've seen you're healthy, you're still sunshine, and it's just a pleasure to see you. But what message do you have that we could share with their class?
Like I've said, and you've always tried to do, all I can say is prod on, keep loving one another, and enjoy life like we used to at ISL.
Yes.
And that to me is the motto of ISL, is the one love, like I live as a Rastaman still.
Amazing. Amazing.